We've all heard about Trump Derangement Syndrome, TDS, but I want to talk in this segment about Musk Derangement Syndrome. Yes, I'm talking about Elon Musk, and the syndrome can be called, MDS. Now, before I dive into it, a couple, just an announcement. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving weekend. We certainly did. But today is kind of my only podcast for the week. Debbie and I are leaving tomorrow morning for Israel. We're going on a Salem media trip. We'll be gone about 8 days. And so for the rest of this week, Dinesh D'Souza, my daughter, will be filling in for me. So the podcast goes on, but Danielle will be at the helm. And she'll also do the first part of next week. We get back the middle of next week, so I'll pick up the podcast in the second half of next week. Actually, Debbie says next Friday. So Danielle will be doing 8 podcasts in my space, in my stead, and then I'll pick it up after that. Now, let's turn to Mr. Elon Musk, because he is causing the left to have a freak out. And it's a little bit interesting to think about why. Is it because, well, one thought occurred to me yesterday, and that is that Elon Musk has been really focused. He's freeing speech on the one side, but he goes, I'm really going to crack down on Twitter on pedophiles. And this too has freaked out the left. It's kind of interesting to see. I mean, is it because there's a substantial fraction of pedophiles in the cultural left? Is Elon Musk kind of nuking a wing of the left that doesn't, they can't openly say, well, we're pedophiles. So what they do is they pretend, I'm going to be leaving Twitter on principle. It could be a secret reason for the leftist freak out. Here's Alyssa Milano, who, by the way, used to be a huge Elon Musk fan. I found it fascinating. Here are a couple of Milano tweets. I'm in awe of Elon Musk. And then she goes on to, thanks, Elon Musk and Tesla. Elon Musk, you're amazing. She says if she could have dinner with 4 people, she'd pick Jesus, Roberto Clemente, John Lennon, and Elon Musk. And then more recently, here's Alyssa Milano. I gave back my Tesla. I bought the Volkswagen. I love it. Now, what's so weird about this is, first of all, she's turned on Musk. Why? Because evidently he's for free speech. That alone is enough to set her off. Number 2, she buys, let's call it the Nazi car. Why? Because if you want to talk about history, Volkswagen was started under the Nazi regime. It's, in fact, the word Volk is a very fascist term. Volk means, of course, people. And the Nazis, who were socialists, talked about the people's car, Volkswagen, the wagon of the people. So here's Alyssa Milano. Well, she doesn't really know better, but nevertheless, she has MDS, Musk Derangement Syndrome. Today, Elon Musk says he's going to begin offering a general amnesty to suspended accounts. Just as long as they haven't broken the law, engaged in egregious sort of spam, they're going to be back. And again, Musk's approach was he had a poll. He had a poll, just like he had a poll about whether to bring Trump back. Trump won that poll kind of narrowly, something like 52-48. Well, the poll that Elon Musk had on giving a general amnesty won big, 72% to 28%. And so basically Elon Musk goes, hey, listen, the people have spoken. And by the people, of course, he doesn't mean the people of the United States. He means the actual users and customers of Twitter. They've spoken. They've participated in the poll. They were free to vote. There was no voter suppression. And they voted for this amnesty. So Twitter, I think, is becoming really a great, fun place to be. And no surprise, even though the left is like, Twitter is going down, Twitter is going to be down the tubes, what a waste of $44 billion. In fact, Twitter is gaining approximately 2 million new followers a day. And Elon Musk estimates that if this trend continues, which I think we will, and we should do our best to make sure it does, Twitter will cross 1 billion followers, so 1 billion users. Now, that's incredible. I mean, we have about 8 to 9 billion people on the planet. And so that means that Twitter has something like, well, over 10% of the world's population. I think this will be a huge victory for free speech. In fact, it's going to put tremendous pressure on, let's call them the fascist platforms, which is to say YouTube and Facebook. There's a fascist mentality driving the censorship there. But it only works if there's complete coordination, what the Nazis call Gleichschaltung across the various platforms. Here, if you have one major platform, and in a sense the most influential, the place that really drives the debate, and if you have 1 billion people saying no to censorship and yes to free speech, the other platforms are going to feel the heat. They're going to start eroding. They're going to start crumbling. And you're just going to get a good old jackboot surrender. They're just going to give up, throw in the towel, say, listen, they'll pretend like they've suddenly learned the wisdom of free speech. Now, Antifa says they're going to threaten Elon Musk. We're going to do some vandalism at Tesla headquarters and Tesla dealerships. Elon Musk is aware of this. I hope he beefs up security to deal with Antifa if they show up. But he's forging ahead, and I think it's just a wonderful sight to see. We finally have in the world's richest man and the world's perhaps greatest entrepreneur, a vigorous champion of free speech. And Twitter finally has become a liberated platform.